Back. If you have gardening questions, well, our next guest has the answers, as you always do. Everybody Gardens editor Doug Oster is sharing recent questions from his mailbag because chances are they're questions that you have too. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning. Yeah, I do a lot of question answering. That's my morning usually, is either through the mailbag or Facebook or whatever it might be, or even when I get here.
So and there are probably a lot of repeat questions.
Oh yeah, some of them I just kind of cut and paste them in there. So.
That's good to know.
But there are always interesting ones though too that you haven't heard before.
Well, you sent over some questions, so we wanted to address some of them, and maybe you guys have some questions too. Doug's always available, as you just heard on Facebook. So here's one of the questions. I have a lilac and a burning bush that are out of control. I hate to take them out. If I trim them down too far to the ground, will they come back or will they die? You
know, that is a great question because pruning is always an issue, and when you're looking at those two different plants, they are completely different. Burning bush is basically a weed. But even with that, we never take more than 1/3 of the plant away, never, because we don't want to affect it. But with that lilac, what it does is it flowers, and then when it's done flowering, it puts on buds immediately for the next year.
Oh, really?
If we were to cut that right now, we'd be removing all our lilac blooms. And so lilacs can only be pruned right after they bloom.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only time you can do it. And so when you're thinking about pruning something, do your research, find out when this plant blooms so that you're not, and that's a very common mistake that gardeners make.
So what's that window of time with the lilac?
About 3 weeks.
So not much time
and
at all.
It's the same thing with like a rhododendron or an azalea, the type of plant that's gonna, usually your spring bloomers, the ones that put on a bud the year before.
Okay, good to know. Our zucchini plants look healthy, but they're not producing any fruit. They have the male flowers. They've picked them, they've eaten them, but no female flowers. When others joke about an overabundance of fruit, we have no zucchini at all.
Well, this has become a very common problem because there aren't the pollinators there used to be. What you're looking at right there, that is a female squash blossom, and the reason we know it's female, there's a little squash or cucumber, whatever it might be, at the bottom. And so what we have to do now, if we don't have bees, if we're not getting the pollination between the two, you can either just go out in the morning when both open, you can tell the difference between the two flowers, right? And you can just take a little paintbrush and go from the male to the female and take that pollen, or just clip off the male and put that male down into the female flower. You didn't think in the morning I'd be teaching you about the birds and the bees.
No, I really didn't. But I did see that you have bees in your garden. You have 2 hives?
And that makes all the difference in the world. Every vine crop, every flower is going crazy because the bees are doing their job. And so it used to be with zucchini, you'd have more, you couldn't figure out what else to do with it, but now I'm hearing a lot of questions like this about I'm not getting any zucchinis.
So is that kind of a larger issue then? We're seeing a decrease in
It's a big issue, not just European honeybees, but native pollinators too. Wow. Part of gardening nowadays is trying to garden for the pollinators.
Wow. Okay, much bigger issue. Maybe we'll have to talk about that someday. Okay, so this is a question. I know a lot of people start off growing tomatoes. It's somewhat easy, right? But someone writes in that they have loads of green tomatoes. When are they going to get ripe?
Every year I get this question.
I'm sure you do.
And there's nothing we can do to make that tomato ripen any quicker. It's just the genetics of the plant. It's where it's growing. You and I know somebody that has a ton of red tomatoes.
Jill, our producer Jill, she just took a picture. She has like 2 dozen or more tomatoes.
Yeah, big red tomatoes. I'm picking cherries, but I haven't picked any big tomatoes yet myself. And so it's just the waiting game, And when they do come in, they're all going to come in at the same time, and you're going to have sauce and salads and
salsa,
right.
Pico de gallo. Okay, so just wait it out.
Yeah.
We have couple months before
you have a long time.
Right?
We're going to get plenty of tomatoes.
Okay, so besides picking Japanese beetles off by hand, do you have any organic way to get rid of them?
Okay, well, first I am going to recommend that hand picking, and all that means is going out in the morning and having a little can with some soapy water in it and just knocking them in there. Okay, you're going to make a big dent in there. If you can't stomach that, or if that's not for you, there's an organic control, and this is it here, and we talk about it all the time, Captain Jack's Dead Bug Brew. It is not a poison.
Right.
It won't negatively affect the good bugs. It won't hurt us. It won't hurt people who live downstream. You spray this on the leaf that like a Japanese beetle or other chewing insect is on. It ingests this, and then that takes care of the bug. But again, it's not a poison. It can't hurt us. And so it's a good way to deal with chewing insects if you can't do all the hand picking.
Okay, so we're talking about individual beetles, though. Is there a way to get to the root of the problem?
They're in the grub stage. And so the beetle is the adult stage. The grub stage, you can deal with the grubs organically using this thing called beneficial nematodes.
Okay.
And they're kind of a leap of faith because they're microscopic. And so you get them like kind of in a sponge and they go in a sprayer, and then they'll take care of the grubs, and now you won't have beetles. That's more of a systemic way to deal with them.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about this. And I have to make a confession too. This is a question, this was not my question. I planted potatoes in containers for the first time after watching you on PTL. I planted 3 varieties in 6 containers. 1 has flowers already. When can I harvest the new potatoes? Do I pull the plant out of the container?
Well, as soon as we start to see flowers, that means that the plant is starting to put on potatoes. And those new potatoes are some of the best things about growing potatoes because they have a very thin skin and they're just tender and sweet and wonderful. And so as soon as we see flowers, we can just kind of start to dig around down on the edges and see what we've got there. Now, when the plants continue and start to die back, now we have our full-sized tomato or potatoes down at the bottom.
Yeah.
So that's when to do it.
Okay, so my confession, I thought my potatoes were ready, and I stuck my hand and I grabbed one. I had one, so I said, okay, we're ready. Dumped it out. Nope.
Yeah, you gotta wait.
I was impatient.
Live and learn. That's just part of gardening.
Everybody makes mistakes.
This is part of the gardening process. You've
Yeah.
never grown potatoes before.
Never.
You know, a lot of people don't know that potatoes grow underground. And so next year we'll do better.
Okay.
All right.
There's always next year.
That's right.
Okay, well, if you have gardening questions, you can ask Doug. You can go to his blog. Also, you can find him on Facebook as well, as we mentioned earlier, and watch for Doug here on PTL as a regular contributor.